I'm pretty excited about this next phase of this project because I'm going to frame the bed out and make the floor open in 2 hatches, one for the fuel and another one for the air management, and start framing out the bed of the truck. Never done anything like this before, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing and I am prepared with the tooling and everything. I'm even going to make my own hinges, and I'm really excited about that too. First thing I got to do is I got to clean this disaster of a garage. All right, well, my garage is clean and the truck is on all 4 wheels, and I am ready to push it out, flip it around, and get a look at the back. I don't know what I'm going to do about wheel tubs. I'm going to figure that out later because these are not my final wheels and I don't know how wide they're going to be. As you can see, these are decently wide, like 295s, I think. They're definitely going to have more stick out than that. So I'm going to need to just leave enough room in my frame to allow for me to do all that stuff later on. I might be in luck. I think that I can run the frame off of here, right in there and there, which is going to be a lot easier than what I was planning on doing, as long as this isn't an inch taller than that. First thing I'm going to do is measure across, cut a length of square tubing, and set it down and see if that's going to work. If not, either way, I'll show you what my other idea was. Woo! That is perfect. Doesn't move back and forth. Sits down at the bottom. God damn. That's a great start, I'm telling you. We're obviously going to hit the wheels. I'm going to raise this as much as I can and see if I can get the wheels underneath there. I'm telling you what, that couldn't be any closer without hitting. That is going to work. I don't know if this is bent though. It looks pretty straight. Hell yeah. This just got a lot easier. So this is really convenient that I can use that part of the bed to make my floor. I couldn't have got any luckier than I just did. But my initial plan was a really good one. So I borrowed a laser level from a guy I work with, and it spins around really fast and auto levels itself wherever you put it. And I was going to spend the time and level my bed and then set that up to run a laser line around the bed so I would know where I can put all my shit to be level. Then it would be perfectly level. So that was going to work out well. I'm going to show you that real quick just because I want to set it up and see it. But then this is going to make life 1,000 times easier. Let me show you that. So this was my idea. This is a laser level. I don't know if you can see it. Yep. And this thing spins around and creates a level line wherever you put it. Good thing I didn't use it because I can't see it. Where is it? I don't know. It's too bright out here. But anyways, this was my initial plan, to use this laser level after leveling out my bed to make a level floor. And luckily I got lucky, so I don't need to do that. 68, 68 inches. All right. Let's get one more. Yeah, I need you to hold this at that corner and remember exactly how you hold it because I'm going to measure it from the other corner the same way. And I just want to make sure that...
Just right in here?
No, the corner of those. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. Just remember how you do it. Okay? Frickin' perfect. Thanks, dog. Frickin' perfect. Small step, perfectly square. This is going to be the foundation of my bed. I measured it from that corner to this corner, 103 inches, that corner to this corner, 103 inches, perfect. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now, take these out, clean them up, put them back in, tack them in. So let's do that. All right, that's all tacked in, and I'm happy with it. And now I need to put a bar here on each side. So what I've done here is I kind of measured where I wanted to come out here. And so then I marked here on all four corners. And then I've clamped some 1x2 square tubing in place to kind of hold these little bars in there, to hold these tubes in there. And so I'm going to square that up and then tack those in. And I'm off to a good start. But I'm going to do that tomorrow, which for you is going to be in about 10 seconds. All right, I lied. I said I was going to build these first thing today, but I'm not. I think I'm going to build a little structure that comes around here and across the back of the tailgate and then down to this piece here to kind of support this and keep it solid. All right, one thing I learned while doing this is these tubes in long runs are a little bit twisted. And I'm talking about like 0.2 degrees type of a little bit twisted. So I was using these, clamping them to the bottom of this to try to get this bar here on. But because of the twist in this tube, one side was lower than the other and it wasn't level. So I did tack these bars in. I measured about 50 times to make sure they were square, and they are off from here to there and there to there by 1/32 of an inch, which to me, it's fucking perfect. So now after I did that, like this one was a little bit twisted. So what I did was I tacked that end in and got it flat. And then when I was tacking this end, I kind of just used a crescent wrench to get the twist out. And I don't know if that's leaving stress on the metal, but whatever. And so now to get this run level with this run, I have clamped on longer bars off of this bar to get this level. And now these two are going to be perfectly level with each other. Get off of there, 0.2. What the hell? All right. So I'm going to get this in. All right, so day 2 is done. And here's what I got. I brought this bar back to the tailgate and then supported that down here and across there. What I did was use this 1/4 inch, I believe, steel, taped it there to space it off of the tailgate. And I think that worked absolutely perfect because I got enough room. And then right there, I taped the measurements to my fuel tank so that I can keep that in mind as I'm making this. I brought these braces diagonally down to the structure of the bed, tacked those in. I think that is a better idea of running those diagonally instead of running this to the back of the bed, because this is a lot thinner and this is nice and sturdy, and that's going to work great. And so the front is nice and sturdy, the back is nice and sturdy, but the center is still wobbly. What I did was I made these. So what I got here is a piece of square tubing capped off on the end with a nut welded inside. And that's going to weld to my bed frame. And then I got this piece of angle iron. And that is going to weld to my frame of my truck, right there and bolt together. And that gives me my support I need for the bed frame in the middle. And it's also removable for if I ever need to take the bed off. And then what I think I'm going to do is, here's a look at these center supports here. So this is tacked onto the frame of the bed and then bolted to this angle iron, which is tacked onto the frame so that it supports the center and I can take the bolt out if I need to take the bed off. So I think that was a pretty good idea. I got it on that side too. So I ordered 80 feet of this square tubing, thinking that would be more than enough, but it's not going to be. So, and I've been thinking long and hard about if I'm going to have 2 doors to open up or 1. I wanted 2 because it'd be cool looking, and really there's no point in 2 anymore because my air management system isn't going to fit in the front of the bed because of the drive shaft. So I'm going to have to do something else, and I don't know what that is yet. And I think I'm just going to make 1 big door that opens up the bed, just like every other truck like this. I want it to be different, but whatever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the frame for this door, and I'm going to stand it off a little bit in the front and the back and just a tiny bit on the sides and do my best to make that perfect. All right, so I have this structure now made. What I did is I used these thick pieces of angle iron. I think those are an 1/8 inch. And I put them in here like that and clamped this bar in 4 corners. Then I cut out 4 pieces that are about this big, and I put them in here to space that. And in the back, but I left a little more space back there. So these kind of fit a little looser. But yep, and then I clamped this here like this, and this was just on there like that to keep this level all the way across, and I did that in 4 places. Then I clamped the front and the back, as you can see, spaced out. And then after I got that all tacked together, the frame, I got a little thinner piece of angle iron, and I 4-cornered it there and there. And those are just temporary to hold this in place so I can make my hinges. So now I need a plan how to strengthen this. I think I need more than just 1 across. I think I might do diagonal to the center, 1 across, and another 1 diagonal to the center. And that'll kind of, I don't know. I'm running out of square tubing, so I need to measure my square tubing and see what I can do. So I'm gonna start taking measurements and figure out what I'm gonna build on the inside of this frame in order to strengthen it. Like I said, I'm running out of tubing, so I'm gonna measure how much tubing I have left and figure that out. So I'll show you what I get when I get it. I have a structure made on the inside, but I think I'm going to put a couple more pieces in here going diagonally to the center and then to the corner just to make it a little more strong, because I don't know how much flex this is going to have each way like this. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So here is the hinges I'm making. So one side will weld to the new frame I made for the bed, and the other side will weld to the part that raises. And this side is fixed with a set screw. No, it's not. This side is fixed with a through bolt to hold that side in place, and then this side I put on a little Zerk fitting, and then I got a machine washer in between the two just to take any friction like that, and that's it. And it's going to work pretty good. It's got a little wiggle room in there, so I figure if I shove that full of grease every once in a while, it'll be okay. All right, it's the beginning of day 3 building this truck bed frame thingy, and I have tacked in my homemade hinges. One thing I didn't show you that I did with these homemade hinges is I capped off the end so that when I lube it, that just doesn't all fall out of the end. And then I put two washers. Then I put two washers in between the two ends, just to, you know, whatever, because I don't know what I'm doing. So now I'm about to open this thing for the first time and hope that it doesn't all fall apart. So let's see how my hinges work. Oh, buddy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now I'm going to drag Elise out here in her robe and say, come look at my hinges, because I'm really excited. So I'll see you when I get to the next step. Well, my bed door, whatever you want to call it, is finished. Well, not completely finished. I still have to do a lot of welding and grinding, especially because I haven't welded anything underneath. My hinges are in and they are sturdy and they work great. And I think those are going to last a long time. Other thing I did was I put end caps here and ground those down, and got all these tops and sides welded, and then I grounded down all the tops so everything looks good. But that's all going to be covered up by wood or whatever I decide to use someday. And then I still have these little pieces of angle iron holding this here. I don't think that's its final form, and I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But I do know that once I know how much this is going to weigh, I can get gas springs. So when I start opening it, it'll just open on its own and hold itself up. And I don't know what angle it's going to be, and I don't know what it weighs, so I can't quite order those yet. I think this center part turned out pretty good, and this whole door is a lot more sturdy since getting that X put in there. So I think having some sort of cross brace is definitely necessary. I didn't get enough steel to do anything over here, but I don't know what I'm going to do over here until I know what I'm going to do about wheel tubs. So I need to figure out wheel tubs and get more steel so that I can build that. And that'll be in another video. If you've been watching this series on my truck, then you know that I have never done anything like this before. I bought my welder just to do this, taught myself to weld, and just started doing things, even though I don't know what I'm doing. And I encourage you to do the same thing. For me, all it is confidence. Confidence to know that I'll be able to figure out what the hell I'm doing. And if I mess up, it's not the end of the world, which I've been really grateful that I haven't really messed up much on this project. Thanks for watching. Do it for Dale. We'll freaking see you later. I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace out. Today on the show, we're going to do some really cool stuff with the bed of my truck, so stay tuned for that.